Jai Gurudev children. So today we are going to study about the chromosomal theory of inheritance and linkage and recombination. So before starting this two chapter, few things I'm going to explain first. So mainly two terms which till now I didn't explain. One is the pleiotropic inheritance and the another one is the polygenic inheritance. Now children, till now you all know that a gene is responsible for controlling a particular character, but there is always some exception. In certain case a gene is responsible for controlling more than one phenotypic character. So in such case that gene is said to be pleiotropic inheritance. So there the best example is the pea of the plant's pea, the shape as well as the size of the seed. So for that means here this one I have just to show you all. Okay, so pleiotropic, now this pea plant. Now this pea plant, it has two character, that is the shape which is round or wrinkle and the content of the starch in the seed. That means it will determine the size of the seed. Now these two character, that is the shape as well as the starch content, these two characters are controlled by a particular gene or by the pair of allele. Now there what happened, now for the, and it is denoted by the letter B, which may be capital B or which may be small b, and accordingly the character is shown. Now for the shape, if it is round shape, it is denoted by either both capital B or one capital B, one small b. If it is wrinkle shape, it is denoted by small b, small b. That means it is the recessive character, homozygous, and this one is also BB, capital BB, homozygous, but capital B, small b, it is heterozygous. Then in case of the starch content, that means it will give you the size of the seed. So if more starch is present, the size of the seed will be big and it is denoted by capital B, capital B. That means that is the dominant character. But when it is small, capital B, small b, it shows one intermediate size, that means in between the big and small, that is and it is denoted by capital B, small b. That means it will show another new character, that is incomplete dominance, which already I have explained. Then if it is small b, it will show the recessive character, that is very small size seed. So here you see, that means here for the pea plants, the shape of the seed as well as the content of the starch are two different characters, means the phenotypic characters, which are shown by a particular gene or by a pair of allele. So such type of example, it falls under pleiotropy. That means single gene control more than one phenotypic characters. So this is one example which is given in your book. Then another term is there, that is the polygenic inheritance. Now in the polygenic inheritance, there what happened, more than two or more gene control a phenotypic character. That means one phenotypic character which you can see with your eye is controlled by more than one gene. And that and another thing you all should remember, that here more than two genes are responsible, and these two genes, two or more genes, they are not located in the same locus. It is located in different loci. That means it is little bit different with that of multiple allele. Now multiple allele already I have explained. The example is the blood group, for which we are having IA, IB and I. But there it is only one letter I responsible, and how the letter I is present in that same loci, ultimately it determines the blood group of an individual. But in case of polygenic, the genes, more than one gene are responsible for one phenotypic character, but these genes are located in different position in a particular chromosome. So I think children, you all know the meaning loci. Loci, that is the plural form of locus. And locus or loci, it's nothing, the position where a particular gene is present in a chromosome. Now here just I am showing you A, B, C, just I have assumed, it's not that it's located within this position. The position may be in different region in a particular chromosome, but it is not in the same locus. It is present in different position. So in that way, polygenic inheritance differ from multiple allele. In polygenic, genes occupy different loci, but in multiple allele, they never occupy the different loci. It is on the same loci, but how the two eyes are present or what type of eye present, accordingly that particular group is shown. So for that I have given you, means here just to show you all, already these things I have explained, but again just to show you all, here you just see these two are, you just imagine as two chromosomes, and one from the male mean and the female. So here the eye, if both in the position, if it is IA, or if one is having IAI, then that individual will have A blood group. If the individual is having IB or IBI, that individual means in both the case the blood group will be B. And if it is having IA and IB, the blood group will be AB. And if it is II, the blood group will be small I, or just II, it denoted by O. So in this way, in the multiple allele, the blood group we can explain. So one thing children, you all should know, very often questions are asked related to the blood group. So mainly you have to know what are the genotypes and what will be the phenotype character. Phenotype means the whether it is blood group A, AB, O or B. And the genotype will be whether it is IA or IA0 or IB IB0 or IA or II. So those are the blood group. So this much you have to know about the this thing. Now I'm going to explain about the chromosomal theory. Now children, in the chromosomal theory, now few things you have to means already you are familiar with Mendel's law. Now the Mendel's law, there you have studied about the three laws. So those three laws, no doubt Mendel had explained before 1900, but still it remained unrecognized for many reasons. So though sometimes the questions are asked why it remained unrecognized till 1900. So the reasons are, one was the communication problem. Second one was that it was said that the genes, means he didn't name it as gene, he named it as factor, but those factors, the intermixing doesn't take place. It was explained by him, but that was not accepted by many people. Thirdly, another thing he had used, that is the mathematics. And many biologists, they can't accept how mathematics can be applied on biology. And the last one was that that although he had explained that factors are responsible for transferring the characters properly, he can't explain. So as a result, this his concepts were not recognized, although he tried to explain during 1800, the date now I can't remember, later you can go through, you will get it in your book, or later on I will tell you. But after 1900, development took place in biology. That means the developments of microscope had taken place. Now they have come to know about the structures of the cell, what are the things present in the cell, and they have studied about the gene. Now it was said that the factors are nothing, those are the genes, and genes are located within the chromosome. So the proper structure of the cell can be studied with well-developed microscope. And after that, 3 scientists have rediscovered the findings of the Mendel's, and it was accepted. Then later on, chromosome theory was proposed by 2 persons, that is the Sutton and Boveri, in 1902. And they say, and while they have studied the structures of the cell, when they have studied the nucleus, they found that many similarities were there between the chromosome and gene. Already children, you all have some idea. Chromosomes, no doubt, is a hereditary material. Similarly, gene is also a hereditary material. So the chromosomes means within the chromosomes, it is said that genes are located linearly in the chromosome. So we know that in haploid and diploid, at least little bit idea we have, that always the gametes are having n numbers of chromosome. That means half number of chromosome. And the individuals, means in a particular individual, always the chromosomes are in diploid form, that is twice n. And if the chromosomes are in twice n, that means inside the chromosome genes are present. So the genes will also be present in pair. And when they get separated, the genes also get separated. So from this, it can be concluded that behaviors of chromosome works parallelly with that of the gene. That means many similarities are there between the chromosome and the gene. So due to these similarities were observed by Sutton and Boveri, and after that they have included the concept of chromosome with the Mendel's law of inheritance. And when the concept of chromosomes were included with the Mendel's law of inheritance, it was known as the chromosomal theory of inheritance, which was accepted by many people. And the same theory, now another thing children, you all should know, whenever a theory is given, always there are someone who try to verify it by using some other organism. So it was verified by T.H. Morgan, and he had performed the experiment using the fruit fly and found that the characters of chromosomes and the genes are similar. Their behaviors, they are almost similar. So ultimately the chromosomal theory was given. It was given by Sutton and Boveri. Now children, this one is very important. Very often question is asked, explain the chromosomal theory, who postulated it and who verified it, or name the scientific name. Here I haven't given you scientific name of the fruit fly, or sometimes name the organism used to verify the chromosomal theory of inheritance. So those things you have to remember. So these are the things which you have to know about the chromosomal theory. Now for that, here also I have shown you just to explain. Now here see some 2 straight line I have shown. One with green color, the other one is with blue color. So here in a particular individual, when it is in diploid form, individual will have impaired chromosome. Now here just I have taken one pair of chromosome. I am not saying that all individual will have only one pair. Numbers will depend based upon the type of organism. Like in human, we are having the numbers is not one pair of chromosome. We are having more than one pair, that is 23 pairs of chromosome. Just to show twice, and here I am showing in this way. So when it is in pair, the chromosome, that means the genes which are located linearly, they are also in pair form. But when the gamete formation takes place, this paired chromosome, it gets separated. That means it have n number, haploid. And that means when the chromosome is separated, the genes present, the paired genes also, it gets separated. So that means chromosome and gene, they work parallelly. Many similarities are there between them. But the certain difference are also there. One difference we can say, gene number will be more compared to that of chromosome, because within one chromosome many genes are present. Okay. So now next, another very important topic which you have to know is the linkage and the recombination. Recombination already you all have studied. Now this two concept also it was given by Morgan. Now linkage, children, you all know what the meaning of link. Link means the connection between one another. So same thing here, he tried to explain with respect to the genes present in a particular chromosome. Here just one example I have shown. Now here you just see this is a particular chromosome having the gene, just I have named it as A, B, C, D, E, F. So these are the genes linearly present in a particular chromosome. So that means these are the, we can say these are the linked group or the present in a particular chromosome. Now when this whole set of genes present in a particular chromosome, when it is transferred to the next generation or to the next offspring, then it is said that it has performed complete linkage. So linkage means what? When means the whatever the genes present in a particular chromosome in the parent, and in the same pattern if it is transferred to the offspring, then it is said in that individual they have completed the complete linkage process. But this is very rare. As children, already you all have studied about the meiosis. In all sexually reproducing organism, that in meiosis the crossing over takes place between two homologous chromosomes at a particular point which is known as chiasmata in prophase 1, which starts in the Pachytene stage, and after that what, they are rejoined in a new pattern. Here you just see, here I have shown two sets of chromosome I have taken, two means of homologous. One is A, B, C, D, E, and here X, Y, P, Q, R. So when the crossing over gets completed, they are rejoined in a new pattern. That means in the original setup, A, B is replaced by X, Y, C, D, E. Then in the other group also, the original XY, it is replaced by AB from this group. And then PQR. So that means what? Here the exchange have taken place. And after that, you just see this is the setup. So when it will be transferred to the next offspring, they are not going to have the original setup which initially a particular individual is having. So in this case, we can't say that they will have the complete linkage. It is not the complete linkage, it is the incomplete linkage. Partially it takes place. So it is said that although the term linkage is explained, one thing children, you all should remember, it's very rare to have complete linkage. Always a partial linkage takes place in the sexually reproducing organism. As in them, recombination or crossing over, it's a very common phenomenon which occurs in the living organism. So there the partial linkage takes place. And one more thing you should remember, this linkage is related with the distance between the two genes. If the distance between two genes is very less, more chance for linkage. If the distance between two genes is more, then it is less chance for linkage but more chance for recombination. So you just see here only you can see this X and Y, the distance is very less, so together it has been transferred. But if you compare X with Q or X with R, the distance is much more. In between the recombination or the crossing over or the breakage had taken place. So the distance play very important role to determine the percentage of linkage or the percentage of recombination. So this much only for today. So your homework is that you just read these two parts. Tomorrow again we are going to discuss related to this two thing, very important. You go through Now, along with linkage, another term is there, that is the chromosomal map or gene map, which now I am not explaining. Next class I will explain. First, this concept, it should be clear. And one more thing, children, I didn't explain. Now, sometimes question is asked, why Morgan had used only fruit fly? Why not the other animals? For on other organism to undergo the process. So 4 points are there. I have given in the PDF. You go through it. If you have some doubt, you can ask me. So for today, this much. Thank you.